Hey, it's Down Home with Tina. I'm your host, Tina Thompson. Thanks for joining me this week's show. I have got some fun guests coming up. One of my favorite, I don't know if I call it occupations or what, it's mostly gals, but some guys do it, are hairstylists. And I think it's because it goes way back years ago. How do I say it? I went to beauty school for a while, and some would say I'm a beauty school dropout, but that's okay. I learned a lot of really cool stuff. My aunt, who is just like a sister to me, has done hair for, I don't even know, 40 years, something like that, I think. So I have been familiar with the hair industry because of her for many, many, many years. She lives about 2.5 hours from here, so it's kind of from a distance, but she's always my go-to person. So I've got a wonderful gal coming up in the show, Wendy Pennington, who is an owner of a hair salon here in Lancaster. And then also, I do have another wonderful gal. Her name is Jodi Bird, and I highlight the two ladies because of the things that they do. One does for, I think, everybody, just because it's her business and it's who she is as a person. You'll find out so much more about her. And the other one is kids. She does so many different things for kids. And I think that it's important that we highlight those folks as well, because our children, our kids, they are our future. And folks, don't go anywhere. Please stick around. I've got a blog that I'm going to share with you a little later in the show. And I'd mentioned it a few weeks ago. You may have read it, and some folks don't like to read too much. So I thought it would be fun for me to read it to you. And it just is going to remind us to maybe not slow down, or not go fast, but slow down. I'll be back here. It's Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area where the fountain is and the memorials and the flags and all this stuff. And we looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. The employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Wendy Pennington with me. She is a gal from Lancaster. She has got a hair salon, the Heritage Salon, downtown Lancaster. Yeah. And oh my goodness, let's just say I'm really glad that I have dark hair, and I've always kept it dark. I've always considered going with highlights. But I cannot imagine, first of all, what it was like for your clients during the lockdown and what it has been like ever since you guys have been back. So before we get to that, Wendy, welcome to the show, and I'm so excited to have you.
Thanks for having me, Tina. I appreciate it.
My gosh, I just know that you are just a busybody, and I see you
Very
in
busy.
a lot of different places, which is great
Yes.
because you get out and about, but you've got, I know, so many different awesome clients that have truly missed you and needed you. How long have you had the salon?
So we've been in this particular place for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, I worked for my best friend down at United Hair Artists. We love it downtown. It is amazing. Love being part of the community. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened when your clients were not able to come to you during that 2 months? I mean, what kind of response did you get? I couldn't imagine.
So in the very beginning, it was like complete silence. No one knew what to say or what to do or what they were gonna do with their hair. I don't know. We all just kind of hung in there and did our quarantine and just waited for DeWine to give the word that it's good to go and we can reopen. As soon as he gave the go, I believe I counted over 110 texts within like 2 hours that came in to schedule.
Well, during the lockdown, were they calling you for advice, or were they just wearing a lot of hats?
A lot of hats, and I got a couple. You're not going to believe what I have done. I decided I wanted bangs last night. Oh no! And my motto is have fun in this world, do crazy things, but whatever you do, don't cut your own bangs.
If you do, go little itty bitty bitty bitty
it
bits.
never stops at the bangs. It always, kind of gets up into the hair itself.
No, I couldn't imagine, once again, and what I mean by the highlights, I had a friend of mine who, she used to always experiment with her own hair,
at home.
And it never took the right, because her blonde was the kind of blonde that it was pink, it'd turn out different things all the time. So did you have that happen from time to time as well? Or were they pretty much, because they couldn't even go get product, could they, at that time?
No.
That's right. I mean, they couldn't even go to
No, I mean, you had box color, and that was like completely sold out anyway.
Oh, wow.
I think most of our clients wait. As far as color goes, I think they're terrified to like try themselves to see, if you're a blonde, what are you going to end up, orange?
Correct.
What are you going to do when you end up orange?
Yes, exactly.
And I can't help you.
And yeah, because again, you just cut it off. No, you don't really want to shave your head in the middle of all of it. But so what was it like?
There were some, though, that did the quarantine head shave. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Like
fun.
Like a whole rebirth of your hair.
Fun, I guess. I don't think I could do
I wouldn't,
that.
No, I would
never. It was
never.
a very, very, very good cause when I ever shaved my head. So you said 110 texts. What happened after that?
After that, it was really hard to accommodate everybody. Let me back up. During quarantine, we did a lot of provisions that we needed to change for COVID.
Yeah.
We had to put some, separators up in between the dryers. Luckily, all of our chairs are 6 feet apart. We did that during the quarantine, so we were ready to rock and roll when he gave us the go. It was hard to accommodate everyone, but everyone was they were so easygoing about it. They understood. Endless hours. We worked through, I think, 3 weekends, no days off, maybe a Sunday off.
Has it slowed down a little bit or no?
It has not slowed down at all. It's still very busy, still just trying to keep, the workday going and trying to fit everybody in, but still allowing family time.
People are probably worried, and they're trying to stay on top of, instead of waiting, I'll wait that extra week for my haircut. No, they're getting in now. They're not going to wait.
And they're definitely pre-booking. They're making, they're making sure that they have their next appointment.
That is, and it's great for you guys, because then you can be prepared and your schedules are ready to go. You know what to expect.
Yep.
But it can also be overwhelming if you don't take care of yourself.
Well, that, and also it doesn't a lot for, like, when people pre-book, it's already booked. So it doesn't a lot for new people.
Yeah.
Which really bums me out. And that's when I'll come in and work on a Sunday evening, because I want to accommodate everybody.
Yeah.
Make sure they get what they want.
What is the biggest lesson, do you think, that you have learned through the whole process with everything now?
Oh, save more money.
Oh.
Definitely save more money. This was the first time that I've been jobless. I'll be doing hair 30 years. In 2 years, I'll be doing hair 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, the state board came in the other day and he said, when did you graduate? And I was like, oh, geez. He said, do you realize in 2 years you've been working in the industry 30 years? So I've never been jobless ever in my life. It was sad. It was like super sad, and very worrisome. And
you have to be a people person in order to do the job that you do.
Yeah.
And for it to be cut off from you?
I woke up every day feeling like I was forgetting to do something. But it was just because I wasn't working.
Can you say that you were able to reset yourself a little bit too? Did that help give you a break?
It did. It helped give me a break. The business hasn't slowed down. It's stayed at a very fast pace. Mm-hmm. So I am looking for even more of a reset.
Yeah.
Like a couple days off a week. Right now I'm coming in on Sunday evenings, and I'm also working Monday evenings, and those are 2 of my days off.
Oh, so you're still taking new clients?
Still, yeah, because I don't want to,
Again.
I want to accommodate everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're so cheerful and great and wonderful.
Thanks.
So anybody who, the Heritage Salon downtown, what's your contact info?
Okay, so we're at 113 South Columbus Street, and that is in the Kern Building. It's on the corner of Columbus and Main. Contact number is 740-974-4169. And call anytime. Texts are much better, but you're more than welcome to call as well.
Awesome. I always ask folks this. Well, I was going to, but no, you sing too, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
So folks who want to stay up on your singing, how do they do that? How will they know?
So it's usually published. There is a Wendy Pennington acoustic page.
Nice.
On Facebook. But it's usually posted to my personal page. Sometimes on music pages on Facebook as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your favorite down-home moment, Wendy?
Down-home moment. It would be growing up on a horse farm, for sure. We had about 20 horses at one time. Most of them weren't ours, but we boarded horses and rode horses. And
I love that. There's something about horses that when you said it, the smell comes back like there's a horse next to me. There's just, and it gives me that, I don't know, I love horses as well. Never had them, but I wanted to do this. I only have maybe about less than a minute.
Sure.
But I want to highlight you, and I just want to thank you. I know you've done things in the community in the past. I know that you have things that before COVID that you threw out at me at one time. Maybe we can do something, Tina, or whatever. And we never have, but maybe we'll get to that point.
Sure, we will.
Once we get not really back to noon, but our new norm.
Right.
But I wanted to give you cookies. We're social distance. I say that on my every show. Oh, but I gave you my recipe card. So there's a recipe card for you. A little bit about down home, and then there's one for a friend.
Thank you.
And also the frame shop. A certificate to you from the frame shop.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And a certificate for you from Walker Shoe Center. Thank you for everything that you do and all the hard work that you put in and all of that.
Very
we
much.
love Wendy.
I'm excited about this. I'm gonna put an Anthony Thompson in this one.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been wanting something framed. So thank you very much.
Awesome.
I appreciate
You're welcome. Thank you, Wendy. Good luck to everything, and make sure you reset.
Thanks.
Folks, I'll be back in just a minute with another wonderful guest that we're going to highlight. It's Down Home with Tina.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have a gal with me who I'm excited to highlight. I have known her for several years. Our paths have just crossed for different things. And oh goodness, her name is Jodi Bird. She is an author of a book. She is also a blogger. And she also most recently is a director to do some things for kids. And we're going to get to all of that here in this segment. But Jodi, how did we, I know it was a direct selling that we did, and it involved books, which is ironic enough, and I think it's great that you had written your own book. But that was several years ago.
Yes, it's been a while.
Yeah, and so reading is very important to you, isn't it?
It is.
To the kids and for kids.
Right. I think it takes you out on a whole another world of exploration.
Yeah, one of the things that has just been so tough is with the library, of course, they've had to, for safety reasons, to keep it closed, but books, even for myself, I think have always been important. And so that's why I tell people, I'm like, I have all these books at home now, and now the library's not even taking them right now. So, but anyways, let's talk a little bit about your blog first. So
Okay.
you have a blog that is called Bountiful Blessings.
Yes.
And it's a travel blog, and you just recently had launched that,
Launched
didn't
it
you?
about a month and a half before the whole COVID shutdown really took effect. So launching something where people were supposed to be out and about kind of made me think outside the box and look into some different avenues, and it's been a good thing.
Has it? Yeah. So you're continuing it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So will you tell folks a little bit about it? Maybe encourage them to go read it.
Sure. I have recently been to Belmont County, did a big adventure there. Great restaurants and sweets shops and outdoor activities, parks, and you name it, Longhorn things. And so then there's the covered bridges, which are always fun to check out throughout the different counties. Lots of kayaking, camping, really anything under the sun that's available right now.
And that's what you're going to these places and then you're blogging about them.
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Yep. So every Monday there's a big article, and then throughout the week, maybe like a coffee shop or something smaller that I feature.
Okay. Oh, nice. And then, but prior to that, you had written a book.
Yes.
And what is the name of your book?
So the book is called Going on a Tree Hunt, and it's a tree identification book for young children, and it features 7 different trees that are commonly found in central Ohio, actually east of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
And on each page, like you can see on the front cover, there's a picture of the leaf and also of the seed, so that way the child can find the leaf and identify it and take it home, do some leaf pressings. There's different activities listed in the back of the book, different recipes, like to make buckeyes to take to eat.
Neat.
And so just a kind of a hiking guide, but in a small
easier for the kids to
format.
probably, and carry around with them
Right.
as well and keep with them. Why did you decide to write this type of book and this topic?
My oldest son was a huge naturalist. When he was younger, he loved going on hikes and picking up sticks and leaves and seeds, and he always wanted to know what it was. And back then we didn't have a smartphone that you could do a
Google or
tree or like a leaf identification app or anything like that. And so the books at the library were a little overwhelming when you got trees in North America and things like that. So I just thought there needed to be a simplified version of that out on the market, and he was my inspiration for that. So just kind of stemmed from there.
How's it done?
Oh, it's done really well. It's been really, really fun to visit the schools and to do presentations and just to see them get excited about nature and reading and learning, all of those things combined.
I'm one of those moms who, first of all, going way back when I was a kid, Mom always said go out and play.
Right.
And that's what we did. We kind of lived in a small house, and a lot of us. So I would have been mom. I would have been said go out and play too. But in recent years, kids don't so much.
Right.
And so I've always been, back to me being a mom, encouraged my kids to do that and to just. But also I say encouraged. They've wanted to.
Good.
They want to go and see. So, and this is such a great thing for the kids to be excited to do it. So how do folks get one of these books?
You can order it on Amazon.
Okay.
It's available there. If you'd like an autographed copy, I have them at my house. Just contact me. I have a Facebook page for the tree or the book itself.
Okay.
So
wonderful.
Any of those avenues work.
Alrighty, and what's the name of the book again, and then your Facebook?
Going on a Tree Hunt.
Okay, and that's the Facebook?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Going on a tree hunt. You are doing something that is called what for kids? Kids
Adventure
Kids
Camp.
Adventure Camp?
Trips.
Day.
Trips, yeah.
Yeah, where you're going and taking kids out and about with the book.
Yes.
Also.
Yep, that way we can pack a picnic lunch and visit a park, or even just spotting the trees along the sidewalk when we're walking around town. We're just picking area cities that aren't so
Yeah.
far away. We went to Coshocton this past week, which was our furthest trip, but then we also will be going to like Circleville, Athens, places like that.
Folks who want to find out more about that, do they just reach out to you, Jodi?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Because it is what is you said one of the kids. What was the comment they made?
Oh, he said, "Oh, it feels so good to get out."
Just like you're like, amen, son or
Yep.
brother.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I hope that anybody who's watching, that you do have a kid that is an outdoor kid, or you just want to get them to do something and they want to just contact Jodi Bird through that, and that would be awesome. Your favorite down home moment before I highlight you?
That would be driving along the country roads with my dad, and we would pick up trash, and he instilled appreciation for the environment and litter prevention and recycling, and all of that just kind of came from that.
I love that. And folks, I'm going to come back and I'm going to share a story about my grandmother. It's a vlog I did a few weeks ago, but I'm feeling compelled to share it with you, called Go Faster, Go Faster. But before I get to the break, I want to highlight you, Jodi, for all that you've done, what you've done for kids in all these years, because I knew that you were a mom who you were so creative, and I always admired you for that. So that is awesome. So here's some homemade cookies.
Oh, nice.
We pass them along the table
Wonderful.
here. And then the recipe to the cookies, in case you like them so much, you want to make them, or you don't like them, you can give it to a friend. Say, here, these are really great. No, I'm kidding. And then this is a gift certificate from the Frame Shop.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
And then a gift certificate from Walker Shoe Center.
Very nice. I appreciate that. That's a nice surprise.
Well,
cool.
I hope so. We've got amazing people in our community, folks.
Yes.
And I think that it's just when we can highlight them and promote them. And I actually encourage you to do the same thing. If you know of somebody, even write them a letter or a nice note, positive note, just to say thanks for what you do. You are appreciated and it is recognized. So we appreciate Jodi Bird, we appreciate Wendy Pennington, and all of our hairstylists that have had to make changes in their shops and what they have to do. But don't go anywhere. I talked with Wendy a little bit about resetting. So slowing down sometimes is what we got to do. I want to share with you my blog when I get back here. It's Down Home with Tina.
Hi, I'm Amanda Wattenberg, Regional Director at Ohio Guidestone. Do you or does someone you know have a substance abuse disorder? Have you been thinking about getting help, but don't know where to start? It takes a lot of courage to ask for help, but it's the most important step you can take. If you think you know everything that's available in Fairfield County, think again. Like other chronic diseases, addiction can be managed successfully. Treatment enables people to counteract addiction's powerful, disruptive effects on the brain's behavior and regain control of their lives. Even if it takes multiple attempts, treatment does work and people do recover from addiction every day. So keep trying, because your life matters. You matter, and we're here to help. Call 211 and ask for the treatment resources available right here in Fairfield County.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Hey, it's Down Home with Tina. Down Home with Tina is brought to you by Huddle Tire Company, Walker Shoe Center, Fairfield Area Humane Society, and the Frame Shop. I hope that you will visit one of those locations in Lancaster, or you can go to my website and find their link at downhomewithtina.com. So it's been maybe about a month or so I had mentioned to you that I have done a blog, and this specific blog, I decided when I put it on Facebook, it did really well with those who are my friends and currently follow Down Home with Tina. And so I thought, hey, I'm going to boost this. Well, I had a really good response, folks, throughout the country, United States. And I thought, for those who are my viewers on my TV show, they may not read or may not go to the website and things like that. So I thought I want to share this one because I think that the story in itself says a lot about slowing down. Now, the irony of it is that the title is Go Faster, Go Faster. So here's my story. Please understand the story that I am about to tell you is with a good heart. My grandmother was my rock and had the strength of no other woman I've ever known. I love her and miss her dearly and will until my last day. As a matter of fact, my daughter is named after her. It will be often that you will read about her in my blog. She was amazing. She has now been gone for 28 years. There isn't a day that goes by that she doesn't cross my mind. Here's one of many stories that will involve my grandma. I hope you enjoy. Why this picture? When I saw the picture of this car, it reminded me about my grandma and how slow our car rides were. When I was a kid, that is. I always wished she would go faster and faster. Here's my story, here's my blog. My mother didn't get her driver's license until she was in her late 20s. My dad worked out of town quite a bit. My family and I lived in the country about 15 minutes from town. So that meant when I was a kid, when Mom needed to go somewhere, my grandma was the one to come pick us up and take us. Sometimes Gramps would come get us and take one or two of us girls to town when we needed something. I know that some grandmas have a lead foot, not mine. As a matter of fact, when Gramps would drive us to town, I always thought she drove so slow. To add to it, what made the drive seem to take even longer was she would take the back roads. That's not the worst part of the drive, though. She didn't have a radio. Holy cow! How can you not have a car radio in the 80s? Those were the best times, that coming from an 80s girl. Graham's reason was because she said the radio caused distraction. I'm a music lover, so I never agreed with her on that one. It just seemed she always took the long, slow route. I never understood why. Now that I look back and I think about it, I remember Grandma telling me important things during those drives, especially when we were alone. We would talk about life. Some of the things I remember her saying is, if it's meant to happen, then it will. Pray always, it's in God's hands. If it's important enough, it's worth waiting for. As I continue to learn about life and I think about those car rides, I'm realizing how I myself have rushed some things in my own life. Do we really need to be in a hurry? Time is time. It is our time. It's what we choose to make of our time that is important. Sit back, relax, soak in life. Rushing away your life is no way to spend it. Take car rides with your kids or grandkids. Take time to smell the flowers. Do your best not to get too caught up in tomorrow and focus on today. Therefore, my quote for you today is this: tomorrow isn't promised. Today is the present. It is a gift. Live in the moment of today and don't wish your life away. Now, the reason for the picture that I've shown you, the slow car of my Grams I'm speaking of in my story, it is now owned and raced by my cousin. So I think that in life there are so many things that we get so caught up in, folks. And something that this pandemic and COVID-19 has taught me is to just slow down and take in your surroundings. Don't get in a rush. The other day I was at the grocery store, and there's a grocery store in town. Folks, you know which one I'm talking about if you've been to it. They're remodeling. I'm walking through. They've remodeled. I'm sorry, let me take that back. They've changed things in it before. There was a lady who was actually yelling at one of the guys that works there because he didn't know where something was moved. I actually went over to this fella and I said, I want to thank you for what you're doing. Number one, you guys, they're essentials. They are people that have to be out there doing this. Number two, I'm pretty certain he's not the one that made the decision to remodel the store and that he's just doing his job. So in his case, I apologized to him and I said, I'm really sorry that you have to hear that. You know, there's just so many things that we have learned, I think, through this process. And if we haven't learned, we should be learning. Number one is slow down. Smell the roses. Number two is just accept things that the way they are sometimes and just adjust to it the best way that you can. But I do hope that you guys do stay safe and that you do have a great week. You can watch Down Home with Tina a few different ways. You can go to my website, downhomewithtina.com. You can also watch it on CLN, Your Hometown Connection, which is a YouTube channel. You can also watch it several different times throughout Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 a.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. I hope most importantly that you are enjoying the show, that you will on Facebook share it, tell others about it, and also if you get a chance to let somebody know how special they are, as I had mentioned earlier in the show, do that, because some folks just need to know. They need to know that you're thinking of them and they are worthy and that they have value. God bless each and every one of you, and again, I hope that you have a great week. Thanks so much for watching. It's Down Home with Tina. God bless. Good day.